All right, folks, in today's update, we're talking about the rapid growth in RLUSD that we're seeing right now, minting from Ripple taking place on both the Ethereum network and the XRP ledger. Updating you right now on a data point that's very interesting. It took Tether 9 months to get where RLUSD is at today. This is picking up very quickly. We're also going to be talking about the President's Executive Director of Digital Assets, Bo Hines, commenting on this Bitcoin strategic reserve and how we need to get as much Bitcoin as we can. Bold statements from the President's Executive Director. What about XRP and other utility assets? I'll comment on that. And then we're also going to be discussing the incoming SEC Chair Paul Atkins. It looks like we might have a hearing scheduled to start the confirmation process of getting us this new SEC chair. So without further ado, let's get right on into today's update. I want to let you guys know that I will be going live tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, our usual schedule, Tuesday, Thursday, same time. Hope to see you there. And then also stay tuned tomorrow. I'm going to be dropping a very special interview with the founder of Omni. This is the Omni Network, Austin King's founder, who sold his company off to Ripple. I got some very interesting insights, kind of an inside look at basically Ripple's growth from 2017 to where we're at in 2025. From somebody who sold a company to Ripple, worked at Ripple, and is still, basically working with Ripple as we speak. So you won't want to miss that one tomorrow. Make sure you guys have subscribed, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. And all of our community resources are available at zachrector.com. Right on into it. Today we get the JFK assassination files. Looks like they will be dropping this afternoon at this hour. It's 11 o'clock on the West Coast, 2 o'clock Eastern. We don't have them yet, but we are expecting them at any moment. Let me know what your guys' predictions are on that. Over 80,000 documents set to be released. We'll be watching it very closely. NASDAQ joining the party here, announcing a new regional headquarters in Texas. NASDAQ is joining the wave of major financial firms fleeing overregulated states for more pro-business environments. The move follows the New York Stock Exchange plan to launch an exchange in Texas, signaling a major Wall Street shift south. Texas continuing to attract top companies with favorable legal and regulatory conditions. Gee, what a concept. When you don't step on the necks of entrepreneurs and capitalists, you get some investment capital, you get some entrepreneurs that come on down and start up. And you're seeing BlackRock moving to tokenize a stock market, NASDAQ moving down to Texas here. It's really looking like, Texas, with Dallas in particular. Bank of America already has their headquarters there in Dallas, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And so a big financial hub really being established in Texas. And I'm interested to see how they lean into the digital asset space as well. Now, taking us back to the old relic of the past, how about a new all-time high smashing through $3,000 per ounce for gold? Check it out, $3,040 per ounce. And what was the high that we got up to here? I'm looking at, where are we at here for gold? 3,045 earlier. Yeah, 3,046. That's not too bad there for gold, huh? So for those of you guys that have taken advantage of this, we've been talking about buying suppressed assets, and gold suppressed for so long, finally being set free. And I think that gold has been sending a warning, now all the way up at $3,000 per ounce. I got to check here real quick. Where's our silver at? Silver, let's take a quick look. Been waiting for silver to finally catch up, and it looks like silver wants to bust through $35 per ounce. How about this one? Tapping off of $35 per ounce this morning. Big move for silver. Absolutely love to see it. We've been stacking the suppressed assets. Now we're starting to see them run free. This includes gold, silver, and of course XRP as well. Speaking on digital assets, the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent states that digital assets are here to stay. We are going to make the United States the digital asset hub of the world. And yet we still got some folks that are feeling bearish, feeling uncertain. Fundamental undercurrent is very strong. Headwinds have shifted to tailwinds. The momentum is in our favor. And this is actually extending out to the shift that we're seeing at the SEC as well. Take a look. The SEC's Crypto Task Force will host a series of roundtables to discuss key areas of interest in the regulation of crypto assets. The first roundtable will be on March 21st from 1 to 5 p.m. And this is public, open for everybody to come take a listen. Hester Pierce here saying that they're going to work on in a conversation around defining what a security is. And I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm going to be tuning in. Once again, March 21st is when this will be taking place. Now, I wanted to share this one as well. The SEC put out this post this morning. We filed charges against David Yao Sheng Chui, probably butchered it, and his investment advisory firm Upright Financial Corporation for misconduct and for investing more than 25% of Upright's growth fund assets in a single company over multiple years, causing losses of $1.6 million. So, misconduct, scamming, fraudsters, the SEC is still going to be coming after you. So anybody who thinks that they're still going to be able to get away with blatant crimes, it would be mistaken. The shift here that we're seeing at the SEC is very positive, and hopefully the resources will be focused on these types of fraud, scams, and misconduct that is very clearly breaking the laws on the books. And so I think that the shift that we're seeing is pro-innovation, pro-capitalist entrepreneurs within the digital asset space, while shifting resources to focus on the real fraudsters and scammers, which is what we've actually been pleading for in the digital asset space. We say, stop going after the companies that are trying to actually come in and work with you, and go after these folks that are blatantly breaking the law. Now, speaking of the SEC, it looks like we might have a Senate hearing reportedly planned for March 27th, according to Semaphor's Eleanor Mueller. Never heard of that person before. I'd like to get a scoop for maybe Eleanor Terry or anybody else kind of closer to the matter. I don't know who this is, but it looks like we might have a Senate hearing. And I don't know if this is going to be the banking committee or what committee, what Senate committee is going to be holding this hearing to start the process. But basically the way that this works is that depending on if it's related to Department of Justice, right? It's going to go through the Senate Judiciary Committee. That's where I think Kash Patel went through. So there's different committees that basically start the hearing process. Once they pass out of committee, then it goes to the full floor vote, and then we get the full confirmation of the president's cabinet. And so we're waiting on the SEC chair, Paul Atkins, to be confirmed. It looks like we may be having to wait for the SEC versus Ripple case to conclude after Paul Atkins gets in. But if you're wondering when that's happening, it looks like the hearing process is going to start at the end of this month. And so maybe by April, we would be looking at SEC Chair Paul Atkins being confirmed. I don't think that this one's going to be held up, right? This isn't a controversial figure like Kash Patel, like Robert Kennedy, right? Which, don't get me started on why they are controversial. I mean, it's an absolute joke. These are patriots going to work, and I love to see that we got Dan Bongino in there, executive director, very important position there at the FBI, right there alongside Kash Patel. And so looking forward to this, and it looks like with Paul Atkins being confirmed at the end of this month, or basically April, I should say, that SEC versus Ripple case should be concluding shortly thereafter. Remember, the Ripple requested April 16th as the date for them to file their response to the appeal. Are we even going to get that from Ripple, or are we going to see some sort of settlement basically come about before that date arrives? That's my opinion. You guys let me know in the comments down below. And also let me know what you think about this one. President Trump's executive director on digital assets, Bo Hines, quote, "We talked about ways of acquiring more Bitcoin in budget-neutral ways. We want as much as we can get." I'm not going to play this clip, but basically you get the summary of what he stated here. They're looking at ways to acquire as much Bitcoin as possible in budget-neutral ways. And so I think that people misconstrued the executive order and kind of took it way too bearish when they looked through and they saw that we're just not going to start a Bitcoin accumulation program of allocating taxpayer dollars to buying 1 million Bitcoin this year. That's not going to happen. But it looks like they're looking to approach this in a budget neutral way. And this is where I bring it back to that Ripple Treasury partnership deal there. We're going to talk about RLUSD, obviously expanding US dollar dominance, but the possibility for XRP to get into the hands of our Treasury in a budget neutral way. Maybe Ripple could give them a little teaser, give them a little XRP to get the process started. So I'm interested to see that, but it looks like clearly the plan here is to acquire more Bitcoin. I think it's safe to say and assume that they want to acquire other digital assets as well. President Trump until he, pulls back his statements that XRP is going to be included in that reserve, I'm just going to refer back to that post that he made saying that yes, XRP, Cardano, Solana are going to be a part of strategic reserves. Is it going to be a reserve? Is it going to be a stockpile? What's it going to be called? I don't care. It's very clear. They want some, they want more. Bo Hine says, as much as we can get. And if you think that this stops with Bitcoin, you would be very mistaken. Just listen to President Trump's statements. It's very clear that he's not head over heels to jump into Bitcoin and acquire more Bitcoin. He's looking at expanding US dollar dominance through stable coins. Another interesting note that I wanted to share here with you guys from Jacob King, he's pointing out that crypto quant founder Ki-Young Ju warns that Bitcoin's bull cycle has ended, predicting 6 to 12 months of bearish or sideways movement, says that all on-chain metrics signal a deepening bear market with fresh liquidity drying up as whales offload their holdings. So for the Bitcoin case, they're going to need this Bitcoin strategic reserve, not just from the US government, but from other big corporations and institutions and other countries. To me, this is the last saloon left in town. If this program doesn't work out for Bitcoin, I think that that's basically the peak, the top, the climax of Bitcoin's story is how much adoption can it get from governments and institutions and corporations around the world. After that, without adding utility to Bitcoin, I think that it fades away and kind of just remains as a store of value. What does that look like? I don't know. You guys can let me know in the comments down below, but it's very clear to me that if Bitcoin can't get this adoption and get this accumulation process started from large entities, governments, and corporations, that's basically the last narrative that Bitcoin has to hang on to. But you guys let me know. A little flip of the switch occurred yesterday. We had mentioned the 3.2 million RLUSD that was printed yesterday morning, but then later in the afternoon, we get 25 million RLUSD minted at the RLUSD Treasury. Now, this was minted on Ethereum, so we are getting both RLUSD minted on XRP Ledger and Ethereum. I want to explain why this is important, but real quick, I want to show you. I believe that this was the largest mint to date, 25 million RLUSD minted at once. That's the largest mint so far. But stacking this up total now from Leonidas, the RLUSD circulating supply on CoinMarketCap now seems to have been updated. We have 125 million RLUSD on Ethereum and 44 million on the XRP Ledger. So way more RLUSD has actually been printed on Ethereum versus the XRP Ledger. But cumulatively, I mean, you're approaching 170 million RLUSD so far. The RLUSD supply has more than doubled in 6 weeks. If CoinMarketCap data is to be trusted, it took USDT 9 months to reach such growth. So I've been predicting that RLUSD is going to surpass Circle's USDC and Tether's USDT. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about that prediction, but it looks like the trajectory that we're on, the pace of growth here is rapid, accelerating, doubling in the past 6 weeks. And we've now passed over 170 million RLUSD total so far. Now, before you get concerned about RLUSD being minted on Ethereum, why isn't all of this happening on the XRP Ledger? Well, not everything's going to run on the XRP Ledger. And what this is going to provide is the opportunity to bridge over liquidity that would have never had access to the XRP Ledger before through RLUSD being minted on Ethereum and through RLUSD being minted on XRP Ledger. So first off, with the RLUSD on the XRP Ledger, remember, this is traditional financial institutions that want to get access to cryptocurrency technology, need to get access to stablecoin liquidity, but they're not ready to, settle this all on the XRP, they're not ready to settle this with XRP, but they are ready to use a US dollar stablecoin. And so this is liquidity that is now being brought to the XRP Ledger that otherwise wouldn't have been, right? If Ripple wouldn't have created this RLUSD for the XRP Ledger, these flows of liquidity would have never come to the XRP Ledger. Now, similarly, over on Ethereum, this is liquidity that's being established on Ethereum, but through the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain that's now going live, along with other additional programmability, many other bridges that are being created, you'll be able to tap in to bring that liquidity back to the XRP Ledger if they need to, or bring it to the EVM sidechain. And this is where you're going to see a bunch of DeFi products created and a bunch of DeFi products integrate RLUSD, and you're always going to be able to have that bridge back and forth. And this is liquidity that would have never been touching our ecosystem. It would have never been near our ecosystem. But because Ripple is minting the RLUSD on Ethereum, we now make that possible. And because RLUSD is being minted on the XRP ledger, this is now being made possible. So once again, does this take away from XRP? Absolutely not. This is 100% supplemental and complementary to XRP. Don't let any of these FUD narratives confuse you about this. RLUSD does not take away from XRP at all. It is only adding more value and liquidity to the XRP ledger, which at the end of the day bolsters XRP as an asset and the XRP ledger ecosystem as a whole. We love to see it, and the pace at which this is growing is rapid. Once again, it took Tether 9 months to get where we've gotten with RLUSD in just a couple months so far. And I anticipate that this is going to actually explode. That 25 million that we saw minted yesterday, that's nothing compared to the large amounts of liquidity that's going to be coming into RLUSD and our broader ecosystem as a whole. And one final point you have to remember, in a DeFi protocol, DeFi ecosystem or program, you're more likely to use RLUSD or want to use RLUSD, a stable coin, versus an asset like XRP. When you have a volatile asset as your collateral, you're exposed to that volatility versus putting some stable coin as your collateral. Your collateral is basically going to remain and hold that value while you participate in the ecosystem there, whatever DeFi program it is. So massive adoption here for RLUSD already starting. Love to see that growth. And it just brings more liquidity, more users, and more activity back to the XRP ledger, burning more XRP, locking up more XRP. And as more people want to use the XRP ledger, they're also going to be doing what we do, us crazy folks over here that do treat XRP like a reserve currency. They're going to want to stuff some and hold some on their balance sheet as well. So I hope you guys appreciate this breakdown, this update on RLUSD. SEC Chair Paul Atkins coming in. Let me know what you think about us acquiring more Bitcoin and other digital assets here in the United States. The undercurrent here, the fundamentals couldn't get better. Very excited, and I'll be breaking this further down in tonight's live show. Once again, 10 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see you here. Make sure you guys have subscribed, hit that notification bell. If you can help us out by liking this video, I would greatly appreciate you. And make sure you guys check out all of our community resources available at zachrector.com. I'll see you in the next one later tonight. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.